everyone. This is Kendrick Dix here on the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Coming up, we told you that Selena Vega looks to dethrone Women's Champion, United States Champion Chelsea Green. If she do so tonight, we had a lot going on tonight, including her husband, Aleister Black returns. You won't believe how he returned. You'll get a bird's eye view on what's going on with that. A lot of husbands, wives, and Samoans all in one on SmackDown tonight. Praxium, who just lost their tag team championships on NXT Stand and Deliver, takes on the new team, takes on Los Garza. It will be Praxium's time to shine on the new show on the main roster. We'll see coming up. As well as in the main event, the WWE Tag Team Championships are on the line as the Street Profits defends against Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, and they will collide in a table of ladders chairs match. But we get the show started with this man, the record-setting 17-time world champion John Cena, to be on the receiving end of an RKO. The new champion Cena returns. And what would John Cena say? Set up a match between him and you know who, Randy Orton. We get this pro wrestling show started here and now. Continue on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you joined us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and share. Tell a friend, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. As we showing you the black background, white background of John Cena. We showing you a blue background of the champ, John Cena. And we're showing you a plain black background of John Cena, new render of him with the WWE Championship. Once had nearly 20 years ago. Good God. Cena won his first world title in 2005 and 2025, 20 years later, still a world champion. Wow. And I can remember it like it was yesterday. Cena won the championship from JBL. And John Cena doing the most. Well, we get to the new champion. Cena made his appearance tonight. John Cena made no bones about it. He came out there with his championship in tow. Randy Orton came out in tow. John Cena and Randy Orton both had exchanges. We know they got a long-standing history together. Cena and Orton. Randy Orton may point out, like everybody else, John Cena, you need to have kids so you can be more of a better person. John Cena said he don't need kids because he's raising everybody's kids and stuff. So I think that kind of lit a fire under John Cena. John Cena didn't like that. But John Cena, I've been thinking about that. I mean, the man's married, but that's his prerogative. He don't want kids. That's on him. I mean, Randy Orton he got kids. I think he has 2 daughters and a couple of stepsons that he takes on. But Randy Orton was trying to get John Cena to see the quality of life. Like having kids will make your life better, and you'll be more at ease and more, caring and stuff, amongst your little ones and stuff. John Cena saying he ain't thinking about all that right now. He wants to focus on being a 17-time world champion, like right here. We told you right here, 2005, when he first won his world championship against JBL in 2025, 20 years later, win the championship from Cody Rhodes, the same exact title that he won his first title. Well, Cena will be defending that championship, he said, against Randy Orton in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis, and it'll be for the championship. And Randy Orton come up there with Cena. Randy Orton already a 14-time world champion. Can Randy Orton make this 15-time and catch up to Cena by winning world championships? John Cena, the monster right now, 17-time win. Ric Flair, 16. Randy Orton, Triple H at 14. So this is Randy Orton's shot to win the world championship in his hometown of St. Louis to become world champion. We'll see if that's going to play out for Orton. We'll see. But speaking of that, at Praxium, this team from NXT, who was long-term tag team champions, now made their way to the main roster. I'm assuming they went against Los Garza. Garza and Berto. Um, Fraxium won, and Fraxium could be on their way up to the main roster. I think it was just a trial test for Fraxium just to see how they would do. Fraxium probably could get pretty good, so Fraxium getting the honors as is. Jacob Fatu is the new U.S. champion. Jacob Fatu won the United States Championship over LA Knight. Jacob Fatu really means some serious business, and Fatu, along with Solo Sokoa, won. Solo Fatu put over Solo, saying that he the one who got the U.S. Championship, and Solo believed in him, and all that blah stuff. Jacob Fatu being a real life key player. Jacob Fatu was very key vested in one match. We saw that um, Damian Priest came out of nowhere and attacked Drew McIntyre when he was in the middle of a match against LA Knight to determine who was next in line to challenge Jacob for the United States Championship. Well, we didn't have to look no further as Jacob Fatu did some damage and did damage indeed. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre still want to know number one who's going to be challenging Jacob Fatu for the U.S. Championship, and we just found out that really nobody right now, unless they're going to do a fatal four way. I'm assuming Fatu, Priest, McIntyre, and Knight for the U.S. Championship, and let them battle it out amongst themselves. That's what I'm kind of getting. Well, we told you that we saw tonight the return, and I mean the return of Aleister Black. Aleister Black, who hasn't been in WWE television in nearly 5 years. Black returning back to WWE television after he had got his eye out. Black wearing that little eye thing, and he has returned. He's been AEW as of late, but who can recall this Black getting his eye busted busted out by steel steps? Yeah, I guess that's the reason right there. With House of Black wearing that contact lenses, Aleister Black is back. He's black to do some vengeance. Black did some vengeance, all right. We know next week on SmackDown, Black will return to action. He'll take on the Miz. Miz, sort of like being a mentor and cozy up to Carmelo Hayes. After Carmelo won the Battle Royal last week, the Andre Battle Royal, and Carmelo Hayes getting himself up. Hopefully, this will help Triple H to speed things up with Carmelo and get Carmelo back on the right track and stuff. But Miz presented Carmelo with an Andre necklace. I don't know why they presented him a necklace. I don't know. It really ain't gonna mean nothing. But I mean, you got Andre the Giant, but having Andre the Giant winner is extra name. Maybe it'll help Carmelo get him elevated again when he was in the NXT. So I hope Triple H does not fumble the ball with Carmelo Hayes. Well, speaking of someone's fumbling, Bianca Belair giving us an injury update that she will be back soon, but she has a broken hand. So Bianca Belair trying to heal up her hand. She had a busy WrestleMania week wrestling for the Women's Championship. Dave Meltzer gave her and Rhea Ripley 5 stars, and Io Sky, who emerged victorious, did not become an afterthought. Io kind of stepped away from Bianca and Rhea, wanting that be known for real. But speaking of the women's division, we saw that two WrestleMania winners, Jay Reed won her match against Naomi, as well as women's champion Tiffany Stratton won her match against Charlotte. They decided that, hey, let's put our differences aside and let's wrestle each other and see who's the best of the best. It was a non-champion title match, but Naomi kind of ruined it. Naomi came out of nowhere and attacked Jay and tried to get some payback after what Jay done to her and get some revenge. Naomi with caution. Naomi with the caution tape and stuff. Well, Naomi's cousin-in-law, Nia Jax, made her off around return. Nia Jax came out of nowhere and did that splash onto the women's champion. She didn't forget about what Tiffany Stratton did to her, cashed in the briefcase and won the women's championship from her as she was playing all those games. Well, we know that eventually there will be a match between these two. We know that Jade and Tiffany had a good competitive match, but the match got interrupted and ended soon quick by Nia Jax, Anaya, and Naomi looking to make a statement. I don't know. They might do a fatal 4 way or might just run it back. Those women fight each other. The individual. Well, they ain't gonna be individual. Then they'll kind of run it back for a fatal 4 way. Nia warned Naomi to stay away, step away. And then Naomi obliged. So hey, we'll see. Speaking of that, R-Truth get to meet his mentor, his fan favorite John Cena. John Cena coming out of nowhere. Cena, um, nowhere R-Truth talking about being his childhood hero. How could John Cena be your childhood hero and you are a couple few months, few years older than John Cena? Come on now. And you've been wrestling the same way, same time Cena was wrestling. So I don't know. Our truth is just a comedy bit right there to me, but it is what it is. But it's just crazy to me that our truth would entertain that, knowing that he's been feuding with Cena. But hey, you know how that go and stuff. Well, right here, the women's U.S. Championship is on the line. Selena Vega looks to dethrone women's champion, U.S. Women's Champion Chelsea Green. Well, Selena did so. Selena lived out her childhood dream. She wanted to be a women's champion, and Selena Vega has done it. Selena Vega is the second women's U.S. women's champion. If we can show like footage of it, Selena Vega finally wins some gold. I'm happy for Selena. Selena has done it, and she's done it with grand winning the women's U.S. championship. Congratulations, Selena Vega. I bet her husband and her is happy. Like, you know what? Selena Vega finally win the women's championship. A lot of champions tonight. We told you about Jacob Fatu attacking everyone night. We get to this right here. It was a lot of champions tonight. We get to this right here. TLC tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my, on the line as the Street Profits set to defend the tag team championships against the Machine Gun and DIY. The Street Profits want to be the best tag team. I mean, I'd rather them be like separate, but they don't want to separate. DIY and mostly Machine Guns battling out each other. Well, this match turned out to be that. It was a match full of effort, precision, and speed tonight. And as we saw, Montez Ford was the one that grabbed the titles. Ford grabbed the championships for his team, and throughout the whole entire match right here, you can tell right here, Dawkins with that spear. And Dawkins trying to emulate Edge with Jeff Hardy, with Ciampa acting like Jeff Hardy, holding the championship belts, trying to reach onto him, and got speared for his troubles. Montez Ford came through for Dawkins and him retaining their tag team championships tonight. So the Street Profits finally retained the tag team championships tonight. Let's do. All right. That ends the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we talk about this right here. Timeless Tony Storm is timeless. She is making her Hollywood rounds. Tony Storm bringing the AEW Women's Championship. She even met this guy right here, George Lucas, the director of the Star Wars trilogies. She was around. I think George Lucas full bombed her or something. And look at Timeless Tony Storm, Jordan the moment, glazing the moment. Timeless Tony Storm really making a name for herself outside of AEW with George Lucas right there and you're standing by you. You really are something special to be watching for. But speaking of Timely Tony's greatest rival, Mariah May. We haven't seen Mariah May in quite some time ever since she lost losing to Tony Storm. Mariah May now sending there's been reports that WWE is really interested in signing her. Mariah May hasn't we don't know the terms of the deals on her contract. Mariah May coming in and she could be heading towards WWE in development. That's what we've been hearing reports about that, but we haven't got word yet. But if we do, we will let you know, and we'll let it be from there and forward with that. But Ryan May making her reports. We're talking about this right here. The Universal Championship has been retired. These are the champions of the who have the Universal Championship since 2000 and since 2016. Yeah, 2016. Couple of names right here. Roman Reigns held the longest. Brock, I know Goldberg's the oldest. Finn Balor's the first champion. Seth Rollins, a lot of people, but the Universal Championship has been retired. So it's only now two world championships moving forward in WWE: the World Championship and the WWE Championship. Speaking of that, we're hearing reports that Triple H could be on the cutting block. Don't know yet. This is alleged. And since his performance at WrestleMania really wasn't all there, Triple H should be concerned if his job is on cutting block since him and The Rock are at odds. So let's see about how all that's going to play out eventually and stuff. Well, um, okay, this is the roast. We'll talk about the roast a little bit next week or something. We'll let you know about that. This is the render of John Cena. John Cena with his render. And this is the record right here with John Cena's record. He has the most championship wins at 17. I told you, alluded to Ric Flair, Triple H, Randy Orton, Hulk Hogan, Edge, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, Sting, Harley Race. So this goes on and on about it. You see. We're also hearing reports that Charlotte Flair may be upset with Nia Jax after Nia Jax made some unsolicited comments about her life, especially her love life or divorce, and said that she helped Nia lose weight, get the weight she needs. So they having a falling out. So I don't know how that's going to be going forward and stuff. But Nia is back already. All right, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with this right here. Randy Orton holding the WWE Championship. Can Randy Orton gain the WWE Championship back? That's only time will tell if Orton can get it back or not. But we'll wait and see. M2, the Street Profits. Finally, well, we get the Street Profits right quick. We pull up the Street Profits before we leave out. The Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Montez Ford making his WrestleMania moment by regaining the tag team championships the way he did. All right, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with the Street Profits. The Street Profits finally making a name for themselves and doing so with the getting. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. Thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you Monday for the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.